Enchanting garden terrace ideas to add breathtaking levels and dimension. For those landscapes with sloping terrain, garden terraces provide a brilliant way to add both functionality and artistry while maximizing your property's full potential. By crafting level tiers and plateaus within the hillside, garden terraces allow you to cultivate incredible dimension, interest, and usable space for gardens, patios, paths, and so much more. These elegantly layered setups also introduce extraordinary visual impact and drama to your landscape design through the incorporation of retained walls, paths, steps, and planted areas between each tier. By stacking elements and carving out planes within an angled setting, you create architectural grandeur and geometric allure that simply isn't achievable on flat, single-level properties. Whether you have a subtle slope or a dramatically terraced site, there are endless possibilities for unlocking your garden's vertical beauty through multi-level terrace designs. To help inspire your own structural paradise, here are some show-stopping garden terrace ideas to consider. Terrace patios and outdoor living spaces. One of the primary advantages of terracing a garden is the ability to establish level plateaus for comfortably integrating patios, decks, outdoor kitchens, and living areas within a sloped environment. By grading horizontal bases between terraced retaining walls, you can craft delightful multi-tiered destinations for lounging, grilling, and dining al fresco while soaking in the exceptional views and dimension. For example, one garden terrace might house an outdoor lounge with couches and a fire pit, while another tier up features an open-air kitchen and bar for seamless entertaining flow. Add a sunken conversation pit patio on a lower level or design a cantilevered deck extending over a terraced garden for incredible drama and flair. Stairs and stepped paths connect each level for cohesion. Lush multi-level garden terraces. Of course, no garden terrace design would be complete without a bounty of lush plantings cascading between each layer. Garden terraces allow you to include a cornucopia of flowers, foliage, edible crops, trees, and decorative elements across staggered levels for a mind-blowing garden effect. You can demarcate each tier with retained walls constructed from boulders, stones, pavers, and more. Fill each terraced garden plane with a tapestry of plants, including hanging baskets and climbing vines trailing from upper tiers for unforgettable visual poetry. Incorporate meandering paths, benches, and bird baths along with focal points like ponds or fountains for a rambling garden stair-step paradise. Aesthetic rockscapes. For those gardeners wishing to emulate the rocky, rugged splendor of nature's cliffs and slopes, terracing your landscape using boulders and dry creek beds creates a breathtaking naturalistic effect. You can fashion gentle sloping tiers using mortared stone walls with layers of planted pockets between each level for cascading wildflowers and ground covers. Or go more rustic by creating organically stacked dry stack boulder terraces with gravel swaths and pockets of desert plants. This terraced rockscape technique is particularly stunning when anchoring slopes with low water usage plants suited for dry creek beds and hot sun exposures. Resulting rock garden terraces appear as if carved into the natural topography. Terraced lawn landings. For gently pitched landscapes and more formal garden settings, multi-tiered lawn terraces make for classic manicured beauty and function. This approach allows you to sculpt slightly angled lawns into a series of connected level platforms, connected by short retained walls and pathways. The result is soft, elegant horizontality on each tier where you can site decorative furniture, games, and activities surrounded by lush planted garden borders. Thanks to the terracing, you avoid the awkward ski slope effect of steeply graded lawns. Each grassy landing blends gracefully into nearby terraced patio spaces as well for cohesive flow. Whimsical terraced garden paths. Speaking of pathways, terraced garden designs lend themselves beautifully to winding, meandering pathways that gracefully contour up and through leveled areas. These paths can be crafted from a variety of materials like brick, stone, wood chips, or even gravel to amplify the garden's free-flowing ambience. Include stair steps between vertical changes in elevation for easy navigation. Terracing allows you to snake the paths through different intimate outdoor rooms and garden spaces between levels. You can flank paths with terraced planted borders bursting with blooms, or punctuate the trail with bird baths, benches, and arbors for added charm. Japanese-inspired terraced gardens. For homeowners wishing to infuse their properties with soothing Zen elements and intentional minimalist design, terraced Japanese-style gardens exude tranquil perfection. These multi-leveled gardens often incorporate a mix of stone terraces, sand beds, water basins, bonsai trees, and ornamental plantings arranged with precise balance and symmetry. You'll see bamboo fencing and dry creek beds snake between each landing, while stacked stone pagodas, bridges, and lanterns integrate seamlessly into the terraced setup. These Asian-inspired terraced gardens offer unparalleled beauty and a sense of peace through elegant simplicity and thoughtful geometry. Mediterranean terraced retreats. Take cues from the cliffside allure of dreamy hillside getaways in regions like Italy, Spain, and Greece by designing a terraced Mediterranean-inspired garden sanctuary. These designs often capitalize on terrace steps and multi-level pathways bordered by stucco walls, rustic stonework walls, vine-covered arbors, and plenty of potted citrus trees. Incorporate a secluded dining terrace connected by meandering stone paths lined with lavender bushes and rosemary hedges. Build in bubbling tile fountains and splashing waterfalls cascading between tiled landings. The resulting ambience is one of tranquil seaside charm and old-world tourist artistry. Retaining wall gardens. For more subtle slopes or even some flatter yards, you don't need dramatically graded terrain to go terraced. You can introduce gentle dimension by installing short retained garden walls and ledges to define levels for planting areas and walkways. Staggered knee walls serve as lovely backdrops for flowering plants and vines while also gently retaining lawn or garden beds between each terrace. These contained garden beds afford you prime real estate for vegetable beds, cutting gardens, and pollinator paradises brimming with color and life. You can gracefully integrate pathways and seating areas into each terrace level as dictated by your property's layout. Water feature terrace accents. Few things punctuate the enchanting ambience of a terraced garden quite like the soothing sights and sounds of a waterfall or reflecting basin. By incorporating self-circulating waterfalls or cascading spillways between different terrace levels, you can introduce captivating sounds and visual luxury to your landscape. Imagine stacked flagstone terraces flanking a gurgling waterfall flow that tumbles over each rocky ledge before pooling into a serene basin below. Or add a sleek rill water feature to your upper terrace steps that trickles down through boulder-lined channels to a lily pond on the next level. Terrace water accents help unify the entire setting. Garden terrace designs provide so much potential for adding character and architectural panache to one's landscape through vertical dimensionality. Rather than settling for a flat yard or dealing with steep grade issues, thoughtfully terraced garden ideas solve both beauty and functionality challenges by intentionally carving areas to suit your needs and personal taste. From intimate patios and secluded terrace hideaways to expansive multi-tier planters and paths, your imagination is the only limit for terraced garden creativity. So draw inspiration from nature's cliffside magnificence or borrow ideas from the historic terrace gardens of European and Asian cultures. With clever design and layout, your terraced garden spaces will provide a lifetime of enjoyment, drama, and restorative respite right in your own backyard.